Roki Sasaki temporarily shuts down the online Dodger panic mongers. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting a different result. In other words, acting like the Chargers front office. And teams in need of a quarterback are pivoting away from Rams backup Jimmy Garoppolo. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is March 11, 2026. Welcome back to the road. I'm at an airport. Lucky me. But we got to get this bad boy out before the sun rises because you never know what's going to happen in NFL free agency. Unless, of course, again, you're the Chargers. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Lakers 120, Mini Scrotum 106. Luka Doncic scores 31. LeBron James missed a third consecutive game with a hip bruise and arthritis in his foot. Boston 2, Kings 1 in overtime. And LAFC 1, LD Alajuelense 1, a tie in CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16 first leg. Meanwhile today, Mini Scrotum is at the Clippers at 7:30. With a win, the Clippers would be over 500 for the first time since Halloween. USC is playing Washington at 10:30 in the morning in the opening round of the Big Ten tournament. And it is Galaxy game day. Mount Pleasant is going to play the Galaxy at 6:30 in the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16. Now, I have to admit, I was wrong about something. Genuinely shocked. Mount Pleasant is going to be down 10 players for the match due to an awkward little scrap with the State Department. The 10 players are Haitian. And there is a ban on allowing Haitians into the country unless it happens to be a major sporting event. Regrettably, the Trump administration has never heard of CONCACAF. So be it. I thought cooler heads would prevail. But with that out of the way, let's get to the news. Scribes and the bloggerati were trying to get us all caught up in our fifis over Roki Sasaki. Keep in mind, the reason is because the scribes are absolutely desperate to find anything to hype up, anything to get clicks. Because the two-time defending champs are set at virtually every single position. So this is super easy because they can squeal, "Oh my God, there's a major problem with the Dodger rotation." Meanwhile, the rest of us who are tethered to reality knows this is a non-controversy about a sixth starter. A sixth starter. So the Dodgers are like, whatevs. Let them go out in a B game and have them figure it out. Now, I will grant you that the Chicago White Sox are white-hot garbage, let alone facing their minor leaguers in a sandlot behind an IHOP. But 9 strikeouts does have a way of boosting morale. Only one batter reached base in Sasaki's 4 innings. Dave Roberts said the fastball clocked in at 98 to 100 miles an hour. And the headlines as a result were freaking hilarious. Oh, I guess he's back in their plans. He never freaking left their plans. We've said it before. He is learning a new pitch that breaks horizontally, which requires adjustments to his windup. And by the way, Sasaki missed time last year because he had, wait for it, inconsistent mechanics. So yeah, if you're a Dodger fan, let me know what you think. The Chargers, in day 2 of free agency, they signed a couple of players that they already had. They retained offensive lineman Trey Pipkins, reserve offensive lineman Trey Pipkins. Can't stress the word reserve enough. He has spent his entire career with the Chargers, which by the way means he is keenly aware of where the bench is. It wouldn't even surprise me if the Bolts put a special plaque on it after he retires. The Trey Pipkins Memorial Bench. They also are retaining Dean Leonard, but the guy, he plays mostly on the special teams. So, While it is true, if you are a Chargers fan wondering what could be done now, there are still offensive linemen available for day 3. But the best guard available, which, by the way, is the biggest area of need on the roster, the best one available is a 35-year-old contemplating retirement after wasting his life playing for the Browns. In other words, the guy is being replaced by former Chargers starter Zion Johnson. He's your best guard. And I realize I am totally beating the daylights out of an already dead horse, but it's driving me bonkers. Day 2 of NFL free agency came and went, and the Chargers spent the majority of their time saying that they have no regrets over how day 1 went. The Athletic reported that the front office didn't seriously think it was close to retaining Johnson. And I get part of it. I realize Johnson has been about as consistent as the federal government staying open. I don't deny that. But this is the second consecutive year that the Chargers knew they had to make major changes on the offensive line, and it's the second time they hit the snooze button. Last offseason, the Bolts had opportunities to upgrade. The only thing they did different was add Mekhi Becton. And if you were watching this show back then, I was barking about how much it was not enough. Look at right guard. Cole Strange is likely now the guy that replaces Becton, who in turn replaced Jamari Salyer. That is like saying that you moved from San Bernardino to Fontana to Moreno Valley. Where the hell is the upgrade? And by the way, if the season started today, you're probably looking at Trevor Penning at left guard. And he couldn't even play for the bottom-feeding New Orleans Saints, for Pete's sake. This franchise still has more than $58 million in salary cap space, and this is the best they could do. That is why I'm harping on it. If you're a Bolts fan, let me know what you think. How long should a proven quarterback, one who led a team to a Super Bowl, wait to get a starting gig? Would you wait 3 years if it was the chance to be the Rams starter? Because backup quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, currently a free agent, has spurned a likely starting gig with Arizona, even though he would have been reunited with former Rams assistant head coach Mike LaFleur, who currently is the head coach of the Cardinals. As a result, the Cards pivoted to Gardner Minshew and his questionable grooming habits. It's a very curious case. You could have said about a week ago that as many as 8 teams needed a starting quarterback. But that kind of now ignores obvious factors, such as the Raiders obviously going to take Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick. The Jets, for better or worse, added Geno Smith. Now, if Arizona is moving on, that is going to drop the teams that could be looking for starters down to 5. And none of them can offer the talent around him that the Rams could offer. Just a thought. For over a year, J.J. Redick has pleaded with the Lakers to shoot more threes. Hell, every coach for the last decade with the Lakers has been pleading for them to shoot more threes. Well, since acquiring Luke Kennard, the Lakers are the second best three-point shooting team in the NBA. They sink more than 39% of their shots. I'm not saying Redick is perfect or right about everything, but he has the right player to answer the right problem there. Galaxy winger Joseph Paintsil came up lame early in the second half in Colorado over the weekend. He grabbed the back of his leg. Manager Greg Vanney called it a mild hamstring issue and that, quote, it will probably be a couple of weeks at least, unquote. But it's not all bad news, of course. It's been a while since Galaxy have seen anybody play competent defense. So it turns out Jakob Glesnes deserved his rep as a former MLS Defender of the Year. The Galaxy knew what they had now, and they've locked him down through 2029. They've added another $2 million onto his contract. During the offseason, after Marc Dos Santos was hired to manage LAFC, I was telling you guys, I was trying to remind you guys of something. Former manager Steve Cherundolo, in his first year, made one adjustment to the way that the black and gold do things. One adjustment. And that proved to be all the difference. They won their first MLS Cup. Well, Dos Santos has made one change, and it has already paid off immediate dividends. He switched from a 3-5-2 formation to a more traditional 4-3-3. So 3 forwards up top. And then he inserted David Martinez permanently into the starting lineup in between wingers Son Heung-min and Dennis Bouanga. Cherundolo only started the 20-year-old 13 times last season. Now, if you have 3 forwards up top, what this has done for the black and gold, defenses are obviously going to focus on Son, who is from the Premier League before he came stateside, and Bouanga, who keeps scoring 20 goals a year. So if your defense is focusing on those 2 guys, guess who gets to take advantage of the table scraps? Exactly. Now, the season's young. He's only scored twice, but one of those 2 goals was a game winner. So again, immediate dividends. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me if this is where Roki Sasaki starts to turn things in time for the regular season. Or for that matter, if you are a Chargers fan, are you upset? Are you cool with what's been going on? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. Wherever the hell I am, we are talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.